All right, what's up, guys? VV back with another video. And in today's video, it is July 1st. At the time of recording this, it is time for a market watch. That's right, for anyone who's new to the channel, on the 1st and the 15th of every single month, we do a market watch. So let's get right into this, guys. We're gonna check out EB02, then OP11, and then we're gonna go all the way through all the different colors individually. And this is mainly for TCGplayer.com. After that, we're gonna check out how much decks are costing in their entirety over at Limitless TCG. So let's do this, guys. I'll have everything time-stamped in the general description, and I'll have all relevant deck lists and links and stuff like that. No deck lists for today, actually. I'll have all relevant links and stuff like that in the comment section below. And if you guys have any comments, questions, or suggestions, please do not hesitate to put those down in the comment section below, or hop on the VV Theory Discord. Link will be in the channel description. Now, one more thing I want to mention. Two things I want to mention before we get into today's video. Number one, we will be having a tournament tonight over on the VV Theory Discord for Rainbow Luffy. That's right, guys. We're having a Rainbow Luffy tournament. Be sure to check that out. If you can't participate in it on such a short notice, I mean, I've been talking about this for about a week now, but if you were just not able to make it because of a short notice or whatever, I will be streaming it tonight. It's going to start at 9 p.m. Eastern, okay? That's the first thing. Second thing, if you plan on making any purchases on TCGplayer.com, I do have a TCG Player affiliate link, and if you don't mind using that, it would help me out big time. That will be in the comment section and in the general description of the video. Okay, now let's dive into this. So first up, we have EB02 to talk about. Everything in EB02 is relatively affordable. The Sanji and Pudding is a bit more expensive than I'd like for it to be, but hey, it is what it is. This is a very high quality purple staple in a lot of different decks. So this card is sitting around $15 USD. I think it will sit here for some time. Okay, I expect this card to kind of sit there for a while. But everything else, other than one other card we'll talk about in a minute, you know, wink, wink, this, EB02 Secret Luffy. Everything else is pretty affordable, and I don't know how much longer I would wait for the prices to go down, because we saw what happened with EB01. We're going to be looking at some of those prices in today's video. Some of those SRs in EB01, they never really went down that much, right? And then they eventually got up to the $15, $20, $30 range in some cases, like with Cavendish. So I would not hesitate, guys, if you're thinking about waiting for the prices to go down on some of these SRs, like Vegapunk, like Enel, like Nefeltari Vivi, like Arlong, and Sengoku, and Bonnie, and so on. I would not wait much longer. That's just my personal advice, guys. These are at a pretty good price to buy these EB01 cards at. Last but not least, before moving on to OP11 here. Oh, look at this. It's not even working, guys. The price was so high, my computer could not even load the price on this card. What is happening? It's like not loading the card for some reason. Let's try one more time. Not sure what's going on. Okay, there we go. It finally loaded in. Like I said, my computer had to calculate the price. It was so high. I mean, it really is kind of freaking out over there. I'm not really sure what's going on. But $73 USD for this card. Obnoxiously priced. I'm not a huge fan of it. I will not be buying this card at this price. Let's get this out of the way right now for the newer listeners out there. I have a general rule when it comes to all trading card games, not just One Piece, all trading card games. If a card is over $50 for the lowest rarity of the cards, in other words, not like an alt-art. Alt-arts are very different. That's a whole nother animal there entirely. That's a whole nother thing there. But for the very lowest rarity of a card, if it is over $50, I won't purchase it, period. Okay? And when it comes to secret rares, that's the cards here with the gold border. Those I will buy typically anywhere from like 10 to 20, 25, 10 to 20, $25 without hesitation. Like, okay, cool, that's a pretty decent price in the game of One Piece for a secret rare, anywhere from $10 to $25. But once it starts getting in the $40, $50, $60, $70 range like this, I'm not buying that, guys. That's up to you. If you have a big tournament coming up, by all means, do what you have to do. Because if you can win a tournament and you only had to spend, what, let's say a play set of this is 75 times 4, so that's like $300. If you can buy a play set of this card for $300 and then you take it to a major tournament and you win the whole tournament, well, you're going to make your money back easily, right? So that's something to consider for the people who are more competitive. But for people like myself who like to play more on a casual basis and just go to locals and stuff like that, I will not be buying at this price, okay? But, of course, as with all things in here, buy at your own discretion. Okay, so that's it for EB02. Everything else, like I said, the only two cards that are a little bit overpriced right now is the Sanjin Pudding. Now, this is an SR. Remember, we saw the gold border card. That's a secret rare. The SRs with the silver border, I will buy these typically anywhere from $5 to $15. That's where I kind of draw a line at $15. I think that's a little too much for an SR, no matter how good it is. But in the case of Sanjin Pudding, with it being an SR and being part of EB01, again, I don't think I would wait much longer before snatching up this card. Okay? All right, so that's it for for EB02. Everything else is extremely affordable given the set that it's in. All right, next up we have OP11. Guys, OP11 was incredible as far as the prices go. I was not a huge fan of I'm not a huge fan of the meta. I say wasn't. We're still in OP11, right? I'm not a huge fan of the OP11 meta, but again, I'm not trying to complain. But as far as the prices of the cards go, it does not get much better, guys. These SRs, all of the SRs now are right around, look at this. This Katakuri is the most expensive one. It's basically just a little bit over $5 and under. Let's say like $6, right? We'll say $6 and under. No problem. That's a very good price for an SR of this caliber, of this quality. And then everything else is cheaper than that. And then when we get over to the secret rares, check this out. Luffy, well under $10 already. And the same thing with Kobe. Now, when it comes to these secret rares here, they might actually go down in price a little bit more. We'll have to see what happens. Okay, we'll have to see what happens, but I would not be surprised to see Kobe drop down as low as $5. And then with Monkey D. Luffy, I would not be surprised to see this hit around $6 to $7. We'll have to see what happens, but no matter what, these are very, very affordable prices, very good prices. I would not hesitate on picking up your play sets of this card if you've been waiting to see how low it's going to go. Everything else is extremely affordable. OP11 is a green light. It is a thumbs up. It is a go. Really good prices here. Okay, now we're going to get into each individual color. Silver's Rayleigh has dropped down under $20. Look at this, guys. Look at this graph here. Just fell right off the cliff. It used to be a $30 card. It's pretty much half of that price now. And it might also get reprinted in PRB02. Take that into consideration as we're about to get into this next part of the video here where we're going over each color individually. A lot of cards are going to be dropping down in price that used to be pretty expensive because of reprints. Okay, there are some reprints coming, I think sometime in August for us. I don't know the exact date on that, guys. Bear with me. Whatever the case is, I will bring it up on the side because it is relevant to the video. Give me just 1 second, guys. So actually, PRB02, which is going to be our reprints, it's going to have the reprints in them that we're talking about. I believe that's going to come out closer towards November, maybe in October. Okay, yes, so it will be in October. I'm just going to drag this over, guys, and put it in here. Here we go. So this is from the main site. This is the English One Piece site. Check this out. If you go to products, scroll down. These are all the upcoming products coming out. For PRB02, for the West, for us over here in the West, this is coming out in October. Okay, so we are going to have to wait a little bit, but regardless, some of these prices are going to drop because of cards in that set. So Rayleigh dropping down in price. This is a good spot to buy this card at, but if it gets reprinted, it might go down even further. So if you can be patient, I would wait on it. If not, if you want to take, and that will be kind of like taking your chances, because imagine it doesn't get reprinted for some reason. By the way, I think it will get reprinted, but I can't prove that. But just imagine if this card does not get reprinted, then the price might go up a little bit. It might go up a little bit. We'll have to see what happens. Depends on what kind of gamble you're willing to take, right? Okay, going over to OP10 with the red cards here, we got Sanji. This is a great quality SR red card here. Definitely worth picking up at the $5 cost, okay? That is on the, this is a very, very good SR, and I think it's going to be used in most red decks going forward. Real quick, for anyone who's thinking about going with Silver's Rayleigh, once we get to red, or excuse me, once we get to OP12 in the West here, if you plan on playing Silver's Rayleigh, snatch this card up now, guys. I'd go ahead and snag this now while you still can at a very affordable price, $5. Tony Chopper, this is another just good card to pick up for red. Just a great card to pick up for red here. And this is even a Punk Hazard card. So if you're trying to play like Red Green Smoker, which we did see is getting some pretty interesting support in PRB02, definitely pick these up if you don't have these already. And if you're playing red of any kind, this is an incredibly versatile 2K counter. 2K counter blocker. It's a 4-cost 6K blocker, even though it's only 4,000 power when attacking. It's a 2K counter, and it's a blocker that's a 6K. Definitely worth running. Okay? What else? I'm trying to, usually I can go through these with each of the, with the customer's also purchase page down here, but I'll have to click some of these in. So Divine Departure, this is worth getting for sure, especially if you want to play anything red in the future. I know I keep saying that, but this is a great card to pick up, especially if you want to play Shanks in the future. Okay, Goldie Roger, a secret rare under right at $5, and let's say it's just right under $6. This Goldie Roger is a secret rare, and spoiler warning, I think in OP13, I believe is when it's coming out, there's going to be a red and purple Goldie Roger leader. That's right, red and purple. So imagine what that's going to mean, guys. That leader is going to have access to ramp, potentially, and it will have access to this card, a very powerful 10-cost card. And another spoiler I want to give is when they spoiled this card, it was a 7,000 power leader. So I would not take my chances. I would at least buy one or two of these right up front. I call that a pseudo playset. You'll probably never need 4 of these in a deck. I mean, who knows? But you're probably never going to need 4 of these in one deck. But 2, that's a pretty good number to snatch up, and it'll cost you right at $10 USD. Okay, now we're going to go over to Newgate here. I do believe this card is going to be reprinted. I can't remember exactly, but this card might be getting reprinted in the PRB set, the PRB02 set. But this is still an incredible card to get at under $5 for a quality starter deck SR. Yep, snatch these up as soon as you can. And let's see if they link this to Ben Beckman at all. Don't worry, guys. There it is. We will go over these other cards in a minute, these other colors in a minute. Ben Beckman is at an incredible price point. This is another incredible red card to get your hands on. It can be used in pretty much any red deck. It is a 7-cost 7K with a 1K counter. That whole stat line is really perfect. And then on play, trashing, not KOing, trashing a 6,000 power or lower character. Good stuff here. Be sure to pick these up as soon as you can. And then last but not least, we will talk about this Shanks real quick. It'll probably link us to the other Shanks as well. Actually, maybe it won't. I thought it would link us to the to this other Shanks. Oh, it did bring us a Dragon, though, so that's good news. Okay, this Shanks right here and the other 10-cost Shanks that KOs a 10K. I'll try to remember to bring that up in a second here. These are extremely cheap, and they're worth snatching up at this price point if you ever plan on playing Red Hair Pirates in the future. Now, Bad Manners Kit Course is getting a reprint in PRB02, so this price should go down hopefully very soon. And then Monkey D. Dragon here, great SR to get your hands on here. It has Rush. It is a great closer, a great finisher. Snatch this up as soon as you can. Is it going to show us the other? We actually have to look up 2 other cards. So guys, we're going to look up Chopper, Tony Chopper here. There is a red EB01 Chopper. Check this out. This is the lowest I've seen this card in a while. It is dropping under $20. This card was in the $35 price range for quite some time, and it has slowly been going down over time because of 2 things. Number one, the idea that it might be getting reprinted soon, and number 2, I think Red Zorro is falling off a little bit in favor of, in OP11, Red Yellow Bello Betty, and in OP12, Silver's Rayleigh. So this card has dropped down in price a little bit. It's still a pretty decent time to get it because I don't think this one has been confirmed yet at the time of me putting out this video. This card has not been confirmed yet to be reprinted, so this is not a terrible price to snatch this up at, guys, if I'm being honest. Okay? Excuse me. Let me see what else here. We got one more to search up. We're going to look up one more Shanks, guys. It is the red Shanks that KOs a 10 or less, a 10K or less. This is it. $1 for this card. If you don't have these yet, I would at least snatch up 2 of them if you're playing red. Okay, so that's it for the red cards. Let's move over to green now. Check out these prices, guys. The prices, let me say this right now. It looks like all the prices across the board are going down, and that's a good thing, right? That is a really good thing for the players in this game, for the new players, especially getting into the game. Prices are going down across the board. There's only a few exceptions that are really frustrating, like these EB01 cards and now EB02 cards. Specifically, EB01 and EB02. They're kind of a nightmare, but let's not even get into that right now. So Zorro in green, dropping down in price, under $15. This card, I believe, will be reprinted along with Blue Sanji. I think they have confirmed that. I'm not exactly sure, but I believe they have confirmed Zorro and this Sanji will be reprinted. We'll talk about Blue in a minute, but these will be reprinted, I believe, in PRB02. So this price might drop down even further over time. Okay, let's go ahead and move on from here to some of the other green cards. Hody Jones has gone up in price. This is scary because of a few reasons. Hody Jones will probably not get reprinted in PRB02. Why? Because the card was already reprinted in PRB01. I would not wait even another second, guys. If you do not have your Hody Jones, now is the time to pick them up, okay? If you're playing green, now is the time to pick up your Hody Jones, guys. Please, listen. Listen to the voice of reason. I'm just kidding. No, but seriously, look at this, guys. Look at this chart. Can y'all see this? Let me make sure y'all can see this okay. Yep. Look at this chart, guys. It was down in the $2 to $3 range because it was reprinted quite some time ago in PRB01. And now look at this, jumping up in price all the way up to about $8, jumping up even further to $8.35. Would not take my chances with this card. Next up, we have Eustace Captain Kidd. This is another one here. This was reprinted in PRB01, so this will probably not be reprinted in PRB02. And check this out. It is sitting around the $3 to $4 mark, and I think you only need about 2 of these, to be honest, guys. I think you only need about 2 of Eustace Kidd. I would snatch those up as soon as possible. Doflamingo sitting around $3. Tashigi sitting around $6. We'll talk about that in just a second. Carrot, Smoker, all these are good to go. Pick these up. Same thing with Because the Side of Justice will be whichever side wins. And that's it for the green cards down here. Let me go back to Tashigi. Very, very good card to pick up as soon as possible. This is a block 3 card. So this will be around 4 years, you know, for probably 3 more years or whatever it ends up being. This is a very good green card that will be usable in any green deck moving forward. It has protection for your board. It's a 2K counter. It's a 3-cost 4K, and it's going to be Punk Hazard and Navy searchable. So any Punk Hazard green decks or Navy green decks that pop up in the future, auto-include card here. Make sure to get these if you don't have them already, because this card just keeps, it kind of just, it doesn't really go that low in price, guys. It looks like it dipped down as low as like $3. $3 is about as low as this card ever got, and it looks like it's going up. Be sure to snatch these up as soon as possible. We talked about Smoker. We talked about Eustace Kidd. We talked about Carrot, and that's about it for the green cards. We got one more card to talk about, and who could have guessed? Who could have guessed, guys? It's going to be Cavendish. But check this out. The card is around $36. Hang on, this is like a moderately played foil, guys. I don't know how to move it around from here. Let me see something real quick. I don't really mess with this very often, like changing the rarity of stuff here. But notice this one is a moderately played foil is what it came up to, or is what it came up with. So because, let me do this. Condition, let's do near mint. There we go. That should change everything. So this card, it's still around $39 for near mint here. But guys, I do think this card will be reprinted very soon. So I would not buy at these prices. I would not get these at this price. I would wait. Be patient, guys. I would be patient and wait to see if this gets reprinted, because I think there is some word about this being reprinted in a future starter deck. Okay? So again, keep your eye on that. Be patient. Wait on this one, because this card's been sitting around $40 for all this time. It's not like it's going much further up or much further down from now. I would wait patiently to see if this gets reprinted and gets its price dropped down. Okay? What else? Let me see. There are a few more green cards that popped up down here. Scratchman of Pooh, just a good 2K counter to get. And then Jory Bonnie. I believe this card's going to be reprinted as well. Has a really cool new foiling that it'll have. And then we have Doflamingo, worth getting as well. Killer, I guess, you know, that's a good card to pick up if you are playing green Supernovas. But this Don Quixote Doflamingo, another great card to pick up. Okay, moving over to the blue cards, we got Sanji here to start off. This card has dropped down from like $40 all the way. It's been cut in half down to $20. You love to see that. This card is being played in what a lot of people are considering the best deck in the format right now, that being blue-purple Luffy. Now, there's blue-purple Luffy, green-purple Luffy, and red-yellow Bello Betty that are kind of just popping off and running the show at the moment. This card is irreplaceable. There's no card like it. There is no card that can do what this card does, okay? It's one of those cards where it's like, it's a very high rarity card, being a secret rarity, and on top of that, it's a very strong card, and it has an interaction that no other card can do. So it kind of hit the perfect storm there, the trifecta of like what it's supposed to do and with the rarity and whatnot, where it's like, yeah, this card is $20, but I do think it will be reprinted fairly soon in PRB02. I believe they did confirm this one along with Green Zoro. Okay, so I'd wait on this if you can. I'd wait on this if you can. We talked about this Luffy already. Doflamingo's under $1. It's worth getting if you're playing blue, if you want to play any kind of 7 Warlords package in the future. And it looks like that's all we see down here for the blue cards. Let me go over to Jozu real quick, guys, because we do need to talk about Jozu, Pudding, Gravity Blade, Red Rock. We need to talk about a few other blue cards. Jozu, well under $1. Snatch these up if you have any idea of playing blue in the future. Think about it. There's a lot of combinations, right? Not just mono blue. There's always red blue, green blue, purple blue, black blue, and yellow blue, right? Be sure to pick up these Jozus if you don't already have them, okay? Nice. This also linked us to a bunch of other really good stuff. Look at this Charlotte Pudding, another quality card for blue, usable in any deck. It's a 4-cost 4K with a 1K counter that tears up your opponent's hand. Great card to pick up at under $2. For sure get that. Gravity Blade Raging Tiger. At the time of me recording this, it's one of the best removal cards in the entire game. Don't wait any longer. Just snatch these up now while they're still well under $5. We'll take that. Gum Gum Red Rock. Perfect, guys. It's showing us all the cards we needed to see here. Red Rock, another card you need to get your hands on as soon as possible. Okay, this is probably, Gum Gum Red Rock is probably the best removal in the game currently. It is premier level removal, right? It just doesn't get any better than this card when it comes to removal. The trigger bottom decks a 4 or less, and then if you can pay for 6, you can bottom deck any card in the game. Very good card here at a very affordable price point. What else? Trafalgar Law is just a good chump blocker. We're not going to talk much about that. Okay, Nojiko, if you're planning on playing blue-yellow Nami in the future, or even just blue Nami, potentially, we'll have to see what happens. Nojiko is a great pickup here. It's still pretty affordable. This came out all the way back in OP03 with blue Nami. Cavendish, great 4-cost 6K character to play out in any blue deck, worth picking up at that price point. Das Bones and Crocodile, that's more for blue Buggy. Same thing with Mihawk. We won't talk too much about that, but if you're planning on playing Buggy, these are good cards to pick up for sure. Mihawk is just good in general. That's a 6-cost 7K blocker, draw 2, trash 1. That's good, period, but the rest are kind of built more for blue Buggy. Okay, all right, that's it for blue. I'm trying to think. I do at least want to look up Perona real quick for blue. Let me check one more card, guys. This is just a good blue card to have access to at any time in the future. It is a 1-cost card that lets you look at the top 5 cards of your deck and either put them on the top of your deck in any order or on the bottom of your deck in any order. So this is just a good card to have, and it is sitting right around $2. Let me see something. This is for, yeah, this is for near mint. Okay. Yeah, and that's about it, guys. That's it for the blue cards. Let me see if there's any other things customers also purchased. Looks like there's a bunch of altars, and that's about it. Okay, so that's it for blue. Let's go ahead and move over to purple. This is, guys, purple is just that color in this game right now where the prices are outrageous. For a long time, it was yellow. Yellow had like an $80 Katakuri card for a while. It was kind of outrageous for yellow for the longest time. Now purple, it just takes the cake. This Mr. 2 Boncray Bentham, look at these price jumps, guys. It was, let's go 6 months out. Look at this. It like kind of, let me go a year out, actually. So when the card first came out, it was sitting around the $40 to $30 mark, dropped down to around $25, jumped up to 40, dropped down to, well, hang on, jumped up to 50, dropped down to 40, jumped up to 80, 72 and $80 over here, and now it's down to 45. I'm really hoping they choose to reprint this card. It's an EB0 card. It's an EB01 card. Guys, here's the thing. These extra booster sets, they're really awesome as far as the cards they give us access to, and they help out. They usually are just generically good cards, or they're cards that are geared towards a specific leader or type that help that out. But the prices are what's so outrageous on these sets. I hope Bandai can figure out how to fix this in the future. I'm not a big fan of these prices. Tell me what y'all think in the comment section below. I know some people want this game to be super expensive, but a lot of us players out there don't want that at all. That's the last thing we want. Okay, we got some really cool Dawn cards down here. I don't know why it's recommending this for other stuff. Customers also purchased this when purchasing the Mr. 2 Boncray Benthams, whatever. Let me bring up, we will bring up Luffy, okay? It'll probably take me a second to find it, but there's the purple 9-cost Rush Secret Luffy we have to talk about first. Goodness gracious. Okay, we can sort by color, guys. We're going to do that first because there are so many Luffys in the game right now. This is perfect, and a lot of them are purple. Look at this. So this 7-cost Luffy Taro at $1. Snatch these up as soon as possible if you don't have them. They came out in a starter deck, so number one, they could go up in price over time depending on what happens, but number two, it's just a good card for most purple decks. Even if it's not like the meta version of a deck being run, any kind of purple Straw Hat deck, you can run this card in and get some value from it. 6-cost Luffy, they're calling this Beer Luffy or Cheers Luffy. Under $5, worth picking up immediately. You know, this is from a starter deck, and it's a starter deck that is probably going to be sold out very quickly everywhere. It's one of those that's going to keep selling out. If they keep restocking it, that's a good thing, but who knows if they're going to do that or not, right? Here's the 9-cost Luffy I was just talking about, but I'm going to click on this one once we get into it. I just want to go over this one real quick, the 10-cost Secret Luffy. This is a really good card as well. This 10-cost Secret Time Warp Luffy is what they call it, you know, or Gear 5 Luffy. What it does, it's a 10 cost 12k on play Dawn -10. When you play this card out on 10 Dawn, you lose all of your Dawn, but you get an extra turn to go again. Okay, after the turn you're on, you get to go an extra turn. Really powerful card. It's a secret rare under $5. Yep, we snatched those up immediately. Okay, now let's get into this 9 cost 10k Rush Luffy. This card kind of sees play all over the place in most purple decks, right? It's not in every purple deck. Let me say it like that. It's not in every single purple deck, but it kind of can go in any purple deck. Does that make sense? You don't have to run it, but you can run it in any purple deck. It has that level of utility, that kind of power level, and that kind of versatility, right? Really, really good card here, and it's a secret rare right at $10. That's a thumbs up. That's a green light. We take those as soon as we can. And I don't think you'd need more than 2 of this card, so I would maybe pick up what I call a pseudo play set. I would snatch up 1 or 2 of these right away because it's just a good price to get them at. Okay? What else? 7 cost Sanji, 6 cost Sanji. These are great pickups right away. 7 cost Sanji. It's a 7k with a 1k counter, and it has Rush. It has the Dawn minus effects to help out leader interactions, and then it can also tap down a 6 or less when you play it, and again, it has Rush. So this is a great card to pick up immediately. This Sanji right here, one of the best utility 2k counter blockers in the game. Snatch that up. It is $10 for a reason, guys. That is a $10 card from OP07. It is $10 for a reason. It goes in pretty much every single purple deck, okay? Katakuri, we already talked about this. That's a good card to pick up. And then we got a bunch of random Magic the Gathering cards in here. Perfect. It linked us to 9 cost Linlin. Another great card to get. Remember what we were talking about when we were over on the blue cards with Sanji? This is one of the targets you're going to be cheating out most of the time with the blue Sanji and blue purple Luffy. Okay? It ends up being a 9 cost 9k on the board that gains you a life and trashes one of your, or excuse me, it doesn't trash. It puts one of your opponent's characters into their life. So basically it comes into play. You have a 9,000 power body, you gain a life, and you remove one of your opponent's characters. It's hard to beat that value on a single card, guys. It's definitely worth getting. Very, very good card here to snatch up now at that price point. Queen is super affordable. Get these whenever you can if you're playing purple. What else? We already went over these. We already went over the Luffy, and that is about it. Gear 2, also super affordable, along with Gum Gum Giant. Let's see if it links this to Gum Gum Giant down here. Tony Chopper, a good utility blocker to get for purple, and that's about it. God Thread, also very cheap, but also Gum Gum Giant. Let me just bring that up now, because that's another card. If you're going to be playing purple, guys, unless this card gets banned, this is a card right here, this purple one. There's the normal version that came out in OP09, and then the one that came out in the starter deck. These are cards to just get whenever. If this card does not get banned, it is a staple in any purple Straw Hat leader deck. Okay? Let me check one thing real quick before we move on. I had near mint foil for this. Let me see if there's any other. Okay, no, the rest only had 1 for each. Okay. I just had to check that real quick. It kind of just randomly popped in my head. Okay, so we did the purple cards. Let's move over to black now. Starting off with Kuzan. This is pretty much the big dog that's in the black card pool right now. A lot of people are running this secret rare because the format has slowed down a little bit, other than against something like Red, Yellow, Bellow Buddy, of course. But when this card hits the field and you're running a deck, any kind of black deck, whether it be, Smoker or whether it be, what's it called? Maybe not Blackbeard, but if you're running Lucci or something along those lines, or any black deck, anything that mixes black of the colors like red, black, green, black, blue, black, purple, black, yellow, black, whatever, when this card hits the board, if you survive that following turn, the game is pretty much over. This is the premier boss character for black right now. There might be something better in the future, who knows, but for the time being, this card is it. And it is well under $5, guys. This is the reprint. Looks like this one's a bit over. And I guess without shipping and taxes and whatnot, it's probably right around $5 to $6, okay? Good price to pick this up at. And notice here, guys, there's the reprint version, which is a little bit cheaper, and then the original version from back in OP02. This one was reprinted in PRB01, so be sure to get whichever one you want to. They're both the exact same. Just run whichever one you want to, whichever's cheaper. What else? We got a few other ones here to look at. So all of these Kuzans are worth getting. Every single Kuzan you see on the screen right here, like the blue one maybe doesn't matter as much, and plus it's a low rarity, so it doesn't matter. You can get this whenever for whatever price. Same thing with this yellow Kuzan here. But all of the SR Kuzans you see on this screen, like the 5 cost Kuzan, the 4 cost Kuzan, and the 6 cost Kuzan, snatch these up as soon as you can. Now, the 6 cost one comes in the starter deck, so just get the starter deck if you can get that, if it's a reasonable price starter deck. And this is just a great SR Kuzan to get whenever you can if you plan on playing Blackbeard. Okay. Now let's see what this links us to down here. The 7 cost Teach is also in there, so that's in the same starter deck. It's worth getting at this price, by the way, $2.50 for a card you'll probably only need 2 of. This is a great 7 cost card to get your hands on in any version of a black deck. Okay, and then, all right, let's just go ahead and go to that card because it's not showing us anything else that customers were buying when purchasing that card. Look how random that is, guys. It's like a bunch of blue and red cards down here. Maybe they're like starter deck cards. Maybe that's why it's doing that. So let's go ahead and move over to Laboon because we do have to talk about Laboon and we have to talk about Brook. Laboon has dropped down in price. Now, understand there's different Laboons on this page, right, guys? There's this common from EB01. Then there's this common from ST08, but then there is this SR from EB01. Okay, this is the one to focus on. This is the one that's typically very expensive, and this is a card that is really good in any black deck right now that's trying to do cost-based removal, and especially something like Blackbeard, because Blackbeard cannot use on-play effects, and this is an activate main. So number one, it's a 4-cost 5k with a 1k counter. Those stats are perfect at that spot, but not just that. So that's number one. Number two is it's an activate main. Rest this character to do a -4 cost. So are they going to remove that card afterwards by attacking into it? Because then it eats up an attack. You can bring it back later with other effects potentially. It's just a really good card, right, guys? This is a really, really solid card. Yeah, I believe the can Kuzan bring this card back, or maybe he can only bring back the Blackbeard Pirates type characters. But I know the 7-cost Marshall D. Teach can bring back pretty much any black card in your trash, right? So it can snatch this up, I believe. Okay, so there's Laboon. Now we do have to go over to Brook. Let me see if it just recommends it. Very nice. Tempest Kick is on here as well. Let's go through these real quick, see what else it recommends. Jack, Sabo, Tempest Kick. These are great pickups for anyone trying to get into the black color pool. Finger Pistol has gone down in price because this will be reprinted, guys. Finger Pistol is getting reprinted in PRB02. So seeing that at $5 seems good to me. Now let's move over to Brook. Brook has dropped down in price recently. This card got as high as $35. I think it got even higher than that at one point. Let me see something. Yeah, it basically got to right around $40, but it has dropped down. It's about half of that price now. It's down to the $15 to $16 range. It is probably worth getting at this price point, guys. I'm not going to lie. You can wait to see if this card's going to get reprinted, but this is one of those SRs. Don't miss your opportunity on it. It is a block 2 card, by the way, so it will have, it has over a year left in the game, for playability before rotations get in. So it's like, this is a card I don't think I would take any chances on personally, but if you want to, you can, of course. You can always just wait for a card to get rotated out and buy it then when it first drops in price. There's always going to be that opportunity as well if you're just trying to add the card to your collection. But for the time being, this is a decent price for an extremely high quality SR, but it might dip down even lower if it gets reprinted, of course. We're going to look at the yellow cards in a minute. Rebecca at $3, great price point for that card. We looked at Sabo, we looked at Jack. These are auto buys just right away, and we looked at the rest here. Okay, all right, so that's it for the black cards. Let's move over to yellow, starting off with Portgost Ace. This card is plummeting in price, guys. It is absolutely plummeting. I think for a minute there, hang on, we have to go a year back with this. Look, guys, it started off around the $30 price point. It was, $25 to $30 is where the card kind of started out, and then it dropped all the way down to under $20, down under $15 at one point, jumped all the way back up to $40 or whatever this is, way up here, around $35, $40, and then went all the way back down to where it is right now, under $13 again. Would not wait on picking this up. Pick it up now. Great price point for this card. It's a secret rarity. If you play yellow, if yellow is your main color, or if yellow is the color you're going to be getting into soon, this is your guy, right? This is like one of the best boss characters you can get for yellow. Okay, moving on from there. Yamato, well under $1, or I should say well under $2 right now. I'd snatch those up if you don't have them. Katakuri, this is one of the first ever cards to get super, super high in price before the very first PRB01 reprints came out. But this card used to be an $80 card, guys. That's the power of reprints, okay? That is the power of reprints. This card used to be $80, just like another card we were looking at earlier, right? The EV02 Luffy, 6-cost Luffy. But this card used to be over $80. It got reprinted, and now it's under $10. You love to see it. It's a very high quality utility, 8-cost secret rare. I would snatch up as soon as you can. Okay, down here, Viola is under $10. It's an EV01 SR. We don't know if it will be reprinted yet, but this is a great card to pick up for any kind of yellow player. 10-cost Lin for anyone who's trying to play purple, yellow Lin or anything like that. By all means, snatch this one up when you get a chance. What else? Kazuki Hiyori. Let me see one more thing. Yeah, because we're gonna click on Hiyori here. Okay, guys, this Hiyori if you're playing yellow, if you plan on playing yellow in the future anytime soon, or even green yellow Yamato, look at this, guys. This card was like under $2. It jumped up to just under $5. Now it's back just right under $5. I would not wait on getting this card. It is just too high quality of a 2K counter for yellow. It allows you to do too much with your triggers and with so on and so forth. It's Land of Wano type, so it has that interaction with like green yellow Yamato and any kind of yellow Land of Wano deck in the future. This is a card worth getting if you're playing yellow. It is a very, very good 2K counter. What else? Momonosuke, under $3. Pick this card up when you can. This Onami as well. Don't wait on that. Okay, all of these yellow cards right here. Okay, we have to have a conversation real quick, guys. We have to have a conversation. I would buy all of these cards you see on the screen right here. Every one of these cards, if you are planning on playing yellow in the future, and in preparation for OP13, there is some talk, there is some rumor about in OP13, it is going to be based on the Three Brothers set that came out in ST13. Okay, notice all these cards on the screen here are all ST13 cards. I would snatch these up immediately at full playsets in preparation for whatever might come out in OP13 if the rumors are true on these cards. Because at the time being, guys, look how cheap these cards are. Okay, this Luffy right here, $1 a card. Garp, $1 a card. This Sabo, like 50 cents a card. The Ace is a little more expensive, but it's also the best out of everything on this page for the most part for the impact that it has. And it actually really depends on what deck you're playing, right? Because this buff Luffy on the far left in something like black, yellow Luffy, this used to be insane. But these are all worth picking up immediately, and we're going to talk more about that in just a minute as well. Same thing with all the little 2-cost guys as well. There's a 2-cost Sabo, a 2-cost Luffy, and a 2-cost Ace. If you're a new player, please look into that immediately. These little 2-cost cards here, like this 2-cost Sabo. Let me see what else there is. This 1-cost Searcher event is worth getting as well. Here's the 2-cost Luffy. Here's this 5-cost Sanji as well from EB02. Get that as well if you plan on playing anything yellow that we're talking about here in the future. Here's the 2-cost yellow Luffy. Let me see if the 2-cost Ace gets linked into that. Perfect. There it is. So there's like the whole entire collection for all that. By the way, I know we already did green, but these are great prices to pick these up at as well if you're doing anything green supernovas. These are very affordable right now. This is good stuff. Okay, so that's pretty much it for yellow. I'm trying to think if there's anything else we missed. We did go over the secrets Katakuri, the secret Portgosti Ace. I want to talk about a few other things now. I want to look up Premium Sabo, and then we're going to look up Premium Ace and Premium Luffy. Now, I mentioned this last night on the stream. Okay, first of all, this is a 2K counter Premium Sabo. I hope they reprint this soon, like maybe in PRB02. I have no idea if they will or not, but this is a great utility 2K counter for anyone who's serious about yellow, Revo Army, Sabo, Three Brothers, you name it. This is a great card for that whole package there, and that is the price point, and it's kind of been at that for a minute, guys. It's kind of been sitting there. I even got mine at $20 as well because I had to have access to this. This is a promo card, so that's why the price is so high. Just wanted to mention that real quick. Now, all right, hear me out, guys. This is the Sabo Premium Card Collection, Leader Collection, one-piece promo card, Sabo. They have one of these for every single of the 3 ST13 leaders. So here's the Sabo one. Okay, now we're going to look at the Premium Ace one. Hopefully this brings it up like this. It does. Perfect. Here's the Ace one. Okay, they look incredible, by the way. All the gold you see in here are actually, like, raised up. They're, like, the texture it has, it's like a raised texture of gold. It looks really incredible in person. And then we also have the Premium Luffy. Okay, Premium Luffy might bring up all kinds of stuff, but just bear with me, guys. I can't even type today. There we go. Okay, so Premium Luffy, here it is. Here's the Premium Luffy leader. Again, it's all black and gold. Like, all these are like whatever their color is, and then for the yellow, it's really more like a gold. So like red, yellow, Sabo, it's like red, and then like black and yellow gold. And then for Ace, it's like blue and then black and gold. And then of course for Luffy, as you see it here. These, imagine this, guys, once those new OP13 cards come out, if these leaders receive enough support, these cards could go up quite a bit in price, guys. Alt-Art leader cards, those can get pretty high in price. Do you guys know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's going to be as expensive as like the Alt-Art, blue purple Luffy or the Alt-Art green purple Luffy. Okay, I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying for the people who like to play the market game, this might be a decent investment. Those 3 cards we looked at, the Luffy here, the Ace here. By the way, this one just looks so good. I had to get this immediately. This is one of those cards I just had to get. And then, of course, last but not least, you have red, yellow, Sabo. These cards are very affordable right now. Number one, worst case scenario, you have a good alt-art at a very reasonable price for some really cool different leaders, right, with Sabo, Ace, and Luffy. But number two, if one of these leaders just pops off in OP13, these alt-arts could go for a decent amount. We'll have to see what happens. You never know what could happen. But these alt-arts look incredible in person, guys. Let me tell you from first-hand experience, I own the red-yellow Sabo one. Big shout-out to my buddy Mike for hooking me up with this. And then I own the blue-yellow Ace one as well. I don't have the black-yellow Luffy one, but I have the Sabo and Ace one, and they look incredible. Okay, that's it for the market watch. Hopefully that helped, guys. If I missed one of the cards that's really big, that's been really moving in the market, please say something in the comment section below. Now we're going to wrap up the video by checking out some of these, some of the prices of these decks, how much they cost as a whole. We're over on Limitless TCG. We're going to start off with Green Purple Luffy. Buckle up, sit down, make sure you're relaxed. I don't want your heart rate to rise too much when you see the cost of some of these decks, okay? We're going to look at a few of these. We're going to look at every single one of these and get an average price of them. So here's one by Krasnick. This is a first place list right here, guys, from June 14th. I think this was right before OP11 became legal. I could be wrong about that, but whatever the case is, this is a first place list. Okay, it's actually gone down a little bit in price, guys. Look at this. It's only running one of these secret Luffys, and that puts it at $260. Remember, that's just with one secret Luffy, okay? So this is probably the cheapest one we're going to see by a Krasnick. Then we have Kevin Zhao's version, a second place list, $320. We jumped up another $100 because this one's running two of the purple Luffys. Okay, let's keep going. Then we have Jeff, second place list, $410, almost $420. Man, we almost had it perfect, guys, where it was going to be $220, $320, $420, I think. Let me see something. Is that what it was? Oh, no, this one was $260, guys. Math's hard. Numbers are hard. So anyway, this one by Jeff here, $410. It's running three of the Luffys. Wait, is this last one? This was not planned, guys. Let me see something. Oh, this one only has two of them. I was going to say, what if I really went with a 1, 2, 3, 4 up the line there? Anyway, this one's running two of the 6-cost secret Luffy, and it's right around $340, $350. So Green Purple Luffy is a top-tier premier deck right now, but it's sitting around the $300 to $400 price range, guys, depending on how many of these 6-cost Luffys you're going to choose to run. And it's not, like, don't ask me, sometimes people will ask me, what card can I use to replace this? Well, typically it would be like a 6-cost, the 7-cost Sanji. That's the best thing I can offer for you, but it's not the same, guys. The Sanji that I'm talking about, let me see if one of these other decks was running it, just so I don't have to look it up. Okay, I'll just look it up real quick, guys. Bear with me. So there is a Sanji in the game, a purple 7-cost Sanji. We did look at it earlier. This card's about $1. It is not as good as the 6-cost Secret Luffy, but it is a 7-cost 7K rush card with a 1K counter built in, Straw Hat searchable, and you can do on play Dawn -1 or even 2 if you need to activate something like the 5-cost. If you need to activate the 5-cost Sanji and Pudding. So it does have some interactions there. Okay, that's the only option I can really give for people to lower the price of this deck. But again, I cannot stress enough, it is not the same as this card, okay? Okay, that's Green Purple Luffy. Now, let's go to Red Yellow Bello Betty. Look at all these first place lists we're about to look at, guys. Here's a first and second place. We'll probably look at all of these. Let me just make sure. I always like to at least say the person's name. Lucas, Lucas, is it Ching or Zing? Lucas's deck here, that was the last one we looked at. Then we looked at Jeff's, Kevin's, and Krasnick. Okay, now for Bello Betty. Let's start at the bottom again here. We're going to start with like top 10 decks, though. So this is Usopp here with a 4th place list. $80, guys. This is a 4th place list, and that's probably going to be one of the more expensive ones because it's running 2 of the promo Sabos. Okay, if you take out these promo Sabos for any other 2K counter, there's a red Sabo you can run as well. I will bring that up. That can replace that card. It's not exactly the same. I'm just going to show you guys real quick. It's this card right here. It's an EB02. It's like a promo card basically, but it's EB02, right? Those EB01 and EB02 cards, they're almost like promos, but this is a very affordable card. So I shouldn't even say it's promo. Never mind, scratch that. But this Sabo right here, guys, this card, it is a decent replacement for the 5-cost promo. That's probably where my mind was. I was like, why did I say promo after talking about it? This is a great replacement for the promo card, right? 4 costs, 5,000 power, so they're both 5,000 power. You can cheat them out with your Ivan Cops and things like that. And then on top of that, it has this activate main to rest the character, and it can you can buff something by 2,000. So really good stuff here. Okay, all right, let's keep going. So this is the first list. That one was by Usopp. Next up is Julius. Julie's has a first place list here. This one's 120 because it's running all 4 of the promo Sabos. So again, if you just want to drop this cost down by $80 and make it like a $45 list, that's not a problem. Just run the 4-cost red EB02 2K counter Sabo. It's that simple. Let me see. He's not even running them. Yeah, so you can literally just make that quick change, and boom, it's a super budget list, and that was a first place list. All right, here's the, now we're going to go third, second, first here. David P., $125 list. I'm going to give the exact same advice every time. Let me see. They're running this Sabo, but they're not running the red one. So you can just replace this with the red Sabo for the time being and make it a $45 list. Okay, that was David P. Now here's Tyler Collier, Tyler. Now, here we go. It's like this guy's probably doing exactly what we said. Let me see. He's running one of them, but look at this. This is a list under $40, and he got second place in the same tournament where this third place list was running the $125 version of the list. Okay? And then last but not least, we have the Lonin. Here's the first place list here. Same exact story. It is running 4 of the promo 2K counter Sabo. You can just replace this with the EB02 2K counter Sabo. Awesome stuff here. And 2 honesty impacts. That's pretty spicy. I do like that. Okay, so that's it for Red, Yellow, Bello Betty. Now getting into Blue, Purple, Luffy. We're going to look at the first place list and then a few others because some of them are a little bit different. The first one we're going to look at is by Nick Mapes 8. And this list I'm a huge fan of. It is expensive, but it's expensive for a different reason. Not because of the 6-cost secret Luffy, but because of the 4-cost secret Bancree Bentham. Okay, this is a card you can replace. It's not the best replacement, so don't misunderstand, guys. But there is a Basil Hawkins card you can use. Okay, let me bring it up. This Basil Hawkins right here. This is a card you can replace the 4-cost Bancree with. Okay. There are also other cards you can replace it with, like just straight up events cards, like I think it's called It's to Die For. I'm gonna say To Die For. Let me see if I can bring that up. There it is. Yeah, this card right here, this is not a character, but this does have a trigger to Ramp Dawn, right? And it does have a main to Ramp Dawn as well. And it's a 3-cost card, so it can be used in that way. And in the list we were just looking at, let's go back to Nick's list. Is he running? He is not running the card we're talking about. So you could just replace all 4 of these Mr. 2 Bancarees and use that event there. And this deck is made in such a way that the Rosinante can trash those cards later on to draw 2. Okay, he can, like, say you get to the ramp that you need to, well, now you can just trash that card to ramp the way you need to, or with your leader effect and with the 9-cost Charlotte Linlin, you can make it where that event is your top card, where that way when you, well, let me not say the top card, you can make it where that's the card you put into your life, and then when you take that first life, you're going to ramp the Dawn back that you lost with Charlotte Linlin. So it has a lot of synergy in that way, so it's something to seriously consider if you're trying to shave off $180 off of this list. Because, guys, other than this one card, Mr. 2 Bancree Bentham, and of course the Sanji is a little expensive, but all things considered, for what a lot of people are considering like the one of, if not the top decks in the format, you could probably make this list fairly budget. This version we're looking at right here with the Sugars, the Giolas, Zorojuro, Usohachi, if you shave off these Mr. 2 Bancree Benthams for either Basil Hawkins and then the 3-cost event, It's to Die For, all of a sudden you're looking at about a $150 list for one of, if not the best decks in the format. Okay, and you also have a lot of other like wiggle room if you just can't afford this card. Maybe run like 2 or 3 of the Basil Hawkins and then 1 or 2 of the It's to Die For events, or move up some Onamis. There's a lot of different options you're gonna have access to. And this one's running 4 Gear 2s already, so you know you're probably, and you can even go up a 4th God Thread. There's some options there. Maybe go up to a second Red Rock, a second slow Beam Sword, and things like that. A lot of options. Okay, so big. That was one of my favorite decks that I saw of the Blue Purple Luffy variants. I thought it was really interesting. Again, big congratulations and shout out to Nick Mates for bringing that incredible list. Okay, we're gonna look at this one from Oviedo, Florida, from Calvin. This is a 3rd place list. Now, this one's $420 because it is running a more traditional list with the 4 Bancarees. It's running the 4 Katakuris. It's running the 4, well, I think they're all running these, the 4 Sanji, the 2K counter, and the 9-cost. But this one's going to be slightly more expensive. It's got the 9-cost Luffy in there as well, and it's got the all the 8-cost Katakuris. So that's going to be a slightly more expensive list. Let's look at Mute's version right here. I think it's probably going to be the exact same. Yeah, it's a pretty straightforward list, guys. I think the Katakuri version is just slightly more expensive because this card is very expensive. But you're always going to have to pretty much run the 9-cost Linlins, the 9-cost Sanjis, the 6-cost, Sanjis, and then probably these Uso Hachis, but these have gone down in price, and they're going to be reprinted in PRB02. So the price of this deck will probably go down a decent amount, to be honest, guys. But if you're trying to make the slightly more affordable version, and what I think is the better version, I would go with the Doflamingo version, the Don Quixote Pirates one. Okay, and then that was Mewtwo. Now one more, we'll go over Adam Stir 10. We'll check his list out real quick. This one's right around $400. They're only running 3 of the categories. They're running 2 Mihawks, which is interesting. That's a nice tech card. A lot of people are not running this, but it's a good idea. It's something you can play out on 9 Dawn and bottom deck a 7 or less. 7 is a very important number right now because that's what people are buffing their 5-cost 7K Sanjian Puddings to. They're buffing it to a 7. Well, this can just bottom deck it even through the stage. Really good stuff here. Okay, so that's it for Blue Purple Luffy. We're going to go through a few more of these guys, and we're going to wrap it up. We're just going to go through the highest placing we can find of each of these. So this is from Oviedo, Florida. This is Purple Black Luffy, second place by Lewis here. This list is right around $340. It's running 2 of the 6-cost Secret Luffys, and that's really the bulk of the price, guys, the 2 Secret Luffys. That would cut the price of the deck in half, and Uso Hachi is still a little expensive right now, but I think it's going to go down once the reprints hit. 3 of the 9-cost Luffy, but that's a pretty decent price for those, and they're running the 8-cost category as well. Okay, so that's Purple Black Luffy. Let's see Purple Luffy here. Here's a 5th place list by My Name is Japes. $350 list. It's running 4 of the Mr. 2 Boncray Benthams. Now, this one will not be running the 6-cost Secret Luffy because your leader has to be multicolored if you want to have Rush with the character. Okay, but this Mr. 2 Boncray Bentham, if you can somehow replace this with the stuff we talked about, whether it's to Die For or Basil Hawkins or something like that, you're going to shave off half the price of the deck down to about $150. Everything else is pretty much reasonably priced. I do expect Uso Hachi to go down, like I said, with the reprints, but that's about it. Okay. Blue Buggy. Here is a 9th place list here by Gene Carlos. We'll check this one out. $57 for a very high quality deck right now. Super affordable. There's really no corners you can cut with this one. The price is as low as it can really be for the most part. He is running 1 of Love Mellow. That card's a little expensive. It's played a lot in Nami. You don't have to necessarily play this in the deck, but you could probably just replace it with a Cross Guild if you want to drop the price down by another $6, get it right around $50. So other than that, pretty good stuff here. Looks like Sobbles has gone up in price. We will look at this. This one's up to about $3. This is a card that came out all the way back in ST03 in Block 1. It's a 4-cost that bounces a 7 or less to the owner's hand. Not to the bottom of their deck, back to their hand. The trigger does the same thing. This is a solid card, and it is Baroque Works and 7 Warlords type. Okay? All right, so that's Buggy. We will look at this 5th place list here by Roronoro TCG. Right around $60. So it looks like they're running 2 of the Love Mellows. I'm not a huge fan of this card, but I can see where it does work in Buggy, right? It can definitely, I can see where it does probably work pretty nicely in Buggy. You go through a lot of cards. It is 7 Warlords and Kuja Pirates searchable. So I don't think you can actually search this up with anything, but you can do a lot of cycling. For example, with the new Alvida, draw 3, trash 2, the Crocodile, draw 2, or excuse me, Mihawk, draw 2, trash 1, the Crocodile, Mihawk, draw 2, trash 1. You'll probably get to these pretty easily. Is there a way to search this up in the deck, guys? I can't think of one off the top of my head, because this only searches up Cross Guild, and Mr. 3 Galdino only searches up Cross Guild or Baroque Works. So, so yes, you can search up like Sobbles with the Mr. 3 Galdino, but not Love Beam, I don't think, or Love Mellow. Oh, well, either way, very solid list here. Okay, after that, we got Jory Bonnie. Let's look at this 3rd place list by Tikabo. Around $300, and it's because of half the price of the deck is, of course, Carrot. Toshigi is pretty expensive right now. We did look at this. I would snatch this up as soon as you can. Hody Jones has gone up in price, and this one's running 3 of the Zoro. I think you can go down to 1 or 2 of these, to be honest, and that would help out with the price of the deck a little bit. But Cavendish... Yep, this is the rough card to purchase right now if you're playing anything green. Okay, about $300 for that list, not too bad. And now moving over to Lucci. I know some people might be thinking about that, like, oh, $300 is not too bad. Well, guys, I do come from other card games, and $300 for what I would consider a top-tier deck, they could probably shave a little bit of money off of it. I think any deck that's competitive under $300 is not the worst thing in the world, but I don't want to see a lot of decks at that price point. I would like to see, like, realistically, I would like to see decks sit around the $100 to $250 price point, like $250 being the maximum, and $100 being, like, more of the average for all competitive decks. I think that's just really healthy for a game, and then have all the collector value and the super expensive cards be in the alt arts and stuff like that. That's just me personally. Okay, we're going to check out this 5th place list here. Actually, this is 10.5. Victor Pham does have a, we'll check this one out first, then move on. This one's around $200. The Laboon is the most expensive card in here, and of course the Brook. We already knew that from EB01. Those are the most expensive cards. If those cards would go down in price, the deck would be under $100. Now we're going to check out this 12th place list here by Mark DH. 12th place, under $200. You love to see it. 3 Laboons, 4 Brooks. That's the overwhelming majority of the costs. Everything else is extremely affordable. Okay. That's Lucci. Great deck still, guys. Still a very solid deck. Now, Blackbeard. Here we go. This is a 13th list here by Tipo. 13th place list. Let's see how much it cost. About $55, guys. The finger pistols are going down in price. We have access to the new starter deck cards, so we have a lot of interesting stuff going on here. But right around $55 for a top tier deck. They got a top 16 at a recent tournament. You love to see it. Here's a sixth place list here by Quentin Brown. Look at this, 3rd place in 10.5, and then 11th, and then 6th place in OP11. Let's check out these two lists by the same person. Here was the one from 10.5. Under $50 for the list here for the Kuzan. Now, this is before the new starter decks hit, I think. That's what it looks like before the new starter decks here. Yeah, I think so. And now let's check it out afterwards, see what kind of revisions were made. And this put it into a 6th place list, so still very good. It went up only about $5, right? It's up to $53 here. And it looks like the main cards that went up in price are maybe this 7-cost Teach here. That's probably about it. Not bad. Okay. Big shout out to this guy, Quentin Brown, though, for getting 2 tops within a month, guys. You love to see that with the same kind of deck, the same type of deck, so it shows mastery of it and how the deck is consistent and how it can perform at a high level. Okay, Green Yellow Trafalgar Law. We are going to check this out. We'll check out this 15th place list here by Bowsy, or is it Boozy? Bowsy? Bowsy? Whatever it is. Okay, we'll check this 15th place list out here. Cavendish. You guys see the problem here. If this card was a little bit cheaper, the entire price of this deck drops $150, $140. It goes down to a $110 deck. Kidding Killer is around $10. This is from the new starter deck, of course. Hody Jones and Trafalgar Law. Oh, we didn't talk about Trafalgar Law, guys. This card's going for $12. This is a definite pickup if you're planning on playing anything yellow in the future, especially anything yellow Supernovas. Okay, this is a great pickup for yellow in the future. Same thing with Zeus. I think I just saw Zeus. This is another great pickup for anything yellow in the future. Okay, so they're running 4 Trafalgar Law. That's an extra $50, and of course, Hody Jones. But the real thing is that the real problem, in my opinion, right now for green is Cavendish. For Supernova / green, I really hope Bandai can pull this card down in price. But other than that, other than this one card, the deck is very affordable, right around $110. Okay, so that's Green Yellow Law. We will look through the rest of these guys. There's only about 16 or 17 decks, it looks like. Let me see. 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I think there's 17 decks to go over. Actually, we'll look at Yamato, Smoker, and then probably Blue-Purple Reiju, okay? So we'll look at Green Yellow Yamato first here. We're going to look at this 24th place list here. Actually, here's a 10th place list right here by Puppy Bite. Okay, and this one is under $100. The Hioris are the most expensive in the Hody Jones. Not bad at all. Very budget, high-level deck here. Got a top 16 in 2 different tournaments, guys. Look at this. Connor Stierheim, Puppy Bite, and Exact. Let's see if they're all around the same. $86 for this list and $94 for this one. So under $100 for a list that can get you in the top 16 conversation. Okay, that's Green Yellow Yamato, Red Green Smoker. Let's look at this 9th place list here by Nicholas. Okay, right around $130, $135. It is, let me see what it's running that's so expensive. For the Tashigis, for Hody Jones. That's about it, guys. This is actually a pretty affordable list here. This is actually a very affordable list. The most expensive cards are the 2K counter Tashigis, which are going to be good for the foreseeable future. And then Hody Jones is a incredible rush card that will be good for the foreseeable future as well. So this is a great list to pick up, and I think it does very well into a lot of the purple decks because of Hody Jones. Okay. Red Green Smoker. Now, one more we're going to look at is Blue Purple Reiju. I always have to show this deck off here, guys. So here are 2 different lists here from 10.5. They got 4th and 6th place by Reformed, which looks like it's the same player. The first list here, well under $50, right at $43, $42, $43. The most expensive card is the Black Maria. Okay, then let's look at this next list here in the same format. Okay, this is the exact same list. They didn't change anything. It was the same player. And now we'll look at this 12th place list here in OP11. This was down in Oviedo, Florida. 12th place by Karar Canis. And this list was under $40, it looks like, guys. And again, the most expensive card being Black Maria. Awesome stuff here. All right, guys, that's about it. Okay, that looks like it's about it. There are a few exceptions. Let me get the outro page on here. It looks like the game is in a pretty good place financially with a few exceptions. You know, like I said, the EV0 cards, like EV01 and EV02, those are the main problems in the game right now. And if Bandai could find a way to tighten that up and get that under control, I mean, this game is in an incredible spot financially. It seems like it's in a really good spot. Tell me what you guys think down in the comment section below. Guys, if you're supporting me through liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting, viewing, whatever you're doing to help me out, I really appreciate it. If you're using my TCG player affiliate link, I really appreciate that too. If you're donating through Patreon or PayPal, if you're a Playmat supporter, a YouTube member, or part of the Discord community, however you help me out, I really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much, and thank you everybody who's helping out the community. All right, I'm done. Till next time, guys. Peace.